In the world of celebrity relationships, very few couples command attention quite like Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani. They come from different musical worlds, different aesthetics, different fan bases. Yet, somehow, their partnership has become one of the most talked about and analyzed relationships in modern entertainment. And today, they did something that set the internet on fire. It wasn't a scandal. It wasn't a breakup rumor. It wasn't even a dramatic public confrontation. It was a decision, a moment that no one saw coming, and within minutes, fans were divided. The buzz began during a recent live appearance connected to Blake Shelton's Las Vegas shows. The audience was already energized. The lights were bright, the atmosphere electric. Shelton had just finished performing one of his most recognizable hits when he paused, smiled, and said something that made the crowd erupt. Moments later, Gwen Stefani walked onto the stage. The cheers were deafening. This wasn't entirely unusual. The two have shared stages before. What happened next felt different. Instead of simply performing a duet and leaving it at that, the pair introduced a reimagined version of one of their collaborative songs. Slower tempo, acoustic, instrumentation, minimal stage lighting, just vocals, a guitar, and raw emotion. It was intimate, unexpected, and deeply personal. And that's when the divide began. Within seconds, clips from the performance flooded social media. Fans began dissecting every detail, the way they looked at each other, the lyrical adjustments, the stripped-back arrangement, the tone of their introduction. Some fans called it their most authentic performance yet. Others felt it was too calculated, too strategic, especially with Blake's Residency expansion drawing headlines. Comment sections filled rapidly. This is the realest they've ever sounded. Something felt off. Was this a goodbye vibe? Why change the song like that? I loved the acoustic version. They're trying to send a message. The speculation machine had officially turned on. Blake Shelton is known for big stage energy, humor between songs, and confident delivery. Gwen Stefani, on the other hand, brings pop flair, strong visuals, and bold personality. But this performance stripped everything back. No elaborate choreography, no explosive stage effects, no flashy wardrobe transitions. Just two artists standing close together under a single spotlight in an era where spectacle dominates. Simplicity can feel radical, and radical moments invite interpretation. Fans quickly began debating whether the reimagined duet symbolized something deeper. Was it a creative shift, a preview of future collaborations, a hint at a joint project, or simply a spontaneous artistic choice? Neither Blake nor Gwen offered immediate clarification. And that silence only intensified the conversation. Entertainment analysts weighed in, suggesting that the move could signal a more mature artistic direction, blending country storytelling with pop vulnerability. Others argued it was a strategic way to keep momentum alive in the Vegas spotlight. Whatever the intention, one thing became undeniable. People were talking. The divide doesn't come from dislike. It comes from expectation, Blake. Shelton fans often expect classic country energy. Upbeat, familiar, crowd-driven performances. Gwen Stefani's fans expect bold visuals and dynamic stage presence. This acoustic pivot satisfied some while surprising others. For longtime supporters of their relationship, the moment felt genuine and heartfelt. For skeptics, it raised questions. That contrast fueled engagement at a massive scale. One of the smartest aspects of the moment, they didn't explain it. No press release. No follow-up statement. No immediate interview breakdown. In today's oversharing culture, mystery creates oxygen. Fans rewatched the clip repeatedly. Body language experts posted analysis threads. Music commentators reviewed vocal tones and lyrical changes. Every angle was dissected, and every new interpretation added fuel to the division. Blake Shelton is currently in a strong career position with his Vegas expansion gaining traction. Gwen Stefani continues balancing music, fashion, and television presence. A stripped-down duet could represent a creative reset, a teaser for collaborative music, or a reminder that their bond extends beyond headlines. Their relationship has always blended personal and professional dynamics. When they share a stage, it naturally blurs those lines, and blurred lines create conversation. Performance clips crossed millions of views. Reaction videos multiplied. Blake and Gwen acoustic version began trending in search results. Comment sections surpassed typical. Engagement metrics. The division didn't hurt them. It amplified them, because in entertainment, conversation equals relevance. That's the central question dividing fans. Some viewers saw vulnerability, a couple sharing a stripped-back emotional performance. Others saw brand alignment, a calculated moment designed to deepen engagement during a residency spotlight. The truth: it may be both. Artists can be authentic and strategic simultaneously, and Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani understand media dynamics better than most, beyond fan reactions. This moment highlights something larger about modern celebrity culture. Audiences crave authenticity, but they also crave narrative. When two high-profile artists change the tone of a shared song, it automatically creates narrative tension, and narrative tension keeps viewers watching. Now the anticipation builds. Will they release the acoustic version officially? Will future Vegas shows include similar stripped-back moments? Is this a one-night surprise? The uncertainty sustains engagement, and until clarification arrives, if it ever does, fans will continue debating.
When a moment goes viral, it doesn't end when the lights go off. It evolves. And that's exactly what happened after Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani walked off that Las Vegas stage. The performance may have lasted only a few minutes, but the conversation that followed, it stretched across platforms, time zones, and fan communities worldwide. Within hours, major entertainment blogs began covering the moment. Headlines ranged from emotional to dramatic. Blake and Gwen's intimate performance sparked speculation. Fans divided over Shelton Stefani acoustic shift, a creative reinvention or hidden message. TikTok creators slowed down clips frame by frame. YouTube commentators analyzed vocal inflections. Twitter threads debated the meaning behind subtle lyric emphasis. And one question dominated the internet. Was this just music or something more? Part of the division came from interpretation. During the acoustic version, certain lines felt heavier, pauses felt intentional. Eye contact lingered longer than usual. The softer arrangement allowed emotion to rise to the surface. In upbeat performances, energy can mask vulnerability, but when stripped down, every word feels amplified. Some fans said they sensed deep connection and authenticity, proof of emotional stability and artistic maturity. Others thought the tone felt bittersweet, even reflective, not negative. Just different, and different is enough to trigger debate in celebrity culture. The fan divide deepened. Supporters flooded comment sections with praise. This is growth. They're showing real love, not performance love. Country meets pop in the most beautiful way, but critics raised eyebrows. Why change what worked? It felt rehearsed. Is this a rebrand? The fascinating part? Both sides were equally passionate, and passion fuels algorithms. Industry insiders began weighing in. Las Vegas residencies are long-term commitments. Artists often evolve their set lists to keep repeat attendees engaged. Adding a surprise acoustic moment creates freshness. From a business perspective, it's smart. From an artistic perspective, it's bold. And when boldness intersects with a high-profile relationship, public interpretation multiplies. Blake Shelton has built his brand around authenticity and grounded country storytelling. Gwen Stefani carries pop innovation and stylistic reinvention. This acoustic pivot merged both identities. It was minimal yet impactful, simple yet layered. Celebrity couples exist under constant magnification. Every glance becomes a headline. Every stage moment becomes a potential clue. But Blake and Gwen have always walked that line carefully. They share affection publicly, but rarely overshare personal depth. This performance felt closer, more exposed, and exposure creates vulnerability, both artistically and publicly. Fans who love them celebrated the emotional intimacy. Fans who prefer clear boundaries felt uncertain. Neither reaction is wrong. They simply reflect expectations. What could this mean for the future? Now the bigger speculation begins. Could this signal a full acoustic collaborative project? A joint album blending country and pop? A creative shift in Blake's Vegas production? A limited edition live recording release? Or perhaps it was exactly what it appeared to be, a spontaneous artistic decision that resonated more deeply than expected. The silence from both artists keeps intrigue alive, and intrigue sustains attention. There's something powerful about division. When audiences unanimously agree, engagement stabilizes. When audiences debate, engagement explodes. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani didn't need controversy to trend. They created conversation through subtle change. That's influence. That's longevity. In an era where viral fame often lasts hours, maintaining relevance through nuanced performance is rare, but they achieved it. Las Vegas amplifies moments. It's theatrical, grand, cinematic. A stripped-back duet inside such a high-energy environment creates contrast, and contrast creates impact. Attendees described the room going unusually quiet during the performance, the kind of silence that signals full attention, no distraction, no chatter, just listening. Moments like that stay with people, and when people leave a venue with strong emotion, they share it. That sharing multiplies visibility. Being divided doesn't mean being fractured. It means people care. If fans were indifferent, there would be no discussion. Instead, there are debates, rewatches, reaction videos, and analysis. Division indicates emotional investment, and emotional investment is the foundation of fan loyalty. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani may have surprised their audience, but they didn't alienate them. They challenged expectations, and challenging expectations keeps artistry alive. At its core, this moment wasn't about drama, it was about evolution. Artists who remain static fade. Artists who experiment spark conversation, and sometimes experimentation doesn't need fireworks. Sometimes it only needs a quieter version of a familiar song, a single spotlight, and a few seconds of unfiltered connection. Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani didn't announce something shocking. They didn't drop unexpected personal news. They simply shifted tone. And that shift was enough to divide fans worldwide. Because when two powerful brands merge vulnerability with mystery, people pay attention. Now the spotlight remains, waiting for the next move. Will they lean into this acoustic energy, return to high-energy spectacle, or surprise everyone again? One thing is certain. When Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani do something unexpected, fans react fast, and the world watches.